Hello, Brody. Cumpleaños. Bon anniversaire. Happy birthday. Just would like to add a few words, add comments to already what you probably have heard from friends and families on our sharing in the last 20 and some years, maybe 25 now, since we arrived in 1988 and we met you right away. Sue actually utilized the planning of your house, the scheme of your house for our own. But it was very great to be able to meet somebody that culturally was very close to my culture in terms of open mindedness, open to the global world, understanding and tolerance of other cultures. Very important to me as I moved from Europe and or from the East Coast to the Midwest to meet somebody right away that shared those critical personality traits. So there was an immediate cultural click, and friendship developed quickly, and that was great. Certainly, also sharing some other values, which we talked a bit later in terms of the critical thinking and the strategic thinking. But a lot of fun to begin with the first 10 years as we saw our kids growing and remember that trip to West Virginia for the whitewater rafting and having that hillbilly in the bus trying to scare us with a pep talk. I remember looking at Rody Jr. and Alexi and you and see some really concern in the eyes. And that was funny because actually we had a great time and the hillbilly, the guy that we had fell. It was the first one to fall off the boat, off the raft. He was a big guy. He came up very quickly back into the raft, luckily for us. But that was a great trip. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, the sharing of Latin music, going to the first time in Cleveland for the Gypsy Kings, having a great time there. And of course, your sharing of Latin music, merengue, salsa, bachata CDs with me, and I still use those whenever I want to feel a little pep. I play those CDs because I could dance on that all night long, as you know. But there was also the tennis at Wembley. Obviously, you didn't last too long there, but the first few years they were great, a lot of fun. So a lot of good time. The soccer coaching was, of course, a highlight too. To see the enthusiasm of these girls and your invention of creating the brouhaha, this melee in front of the goals from the goalie, which the girls usually took advantage of and scored a lot of goals. So a lot of fun there and good memories. Later on, 1992 or 3, when you started to plan for your RSR and we started to share ideas. And when I joined you for partnership in 1999, 2000, a lot of fun making this CD, making it happen. That was a really a lot of fun. And you taught me a lot on the computer use, which in my general manager's experience up to now, I had a lot of people using the computer for me, but I had not used it a lot. So I learned a lot, and obviously the process too, that the passion that you developed, that strategic alignment, that was a lot of fun. Some funny things too, anecdote-wise. I remember when we were calling on this. Called EON, EON, Enterprise Ohio Network, whatever, and there was such a big potential. I remember you as you were charming the lady at the Lakeland Community College, and she was ready to give us on her own about $1 million order. But of course, there was a lot of other people that had to make that decision, and nothing ever happened. But if there had been, I forgot her first name, it was Marjorie, whatever, she had a crush on you. And she was melting in front of you, and that was a lot of fun to watch. But later on, too, there were a lot of different funny things that occur. I remember this trip to Amsterdam with this big project for Avery Dennison in Europe, and that year there was a scare for mad cow disease, I believe, and Bunny and Sue had made us promise that we were not going to eat any meat where we were in Europe. So I tried to be a good boy, and here we were in the restaurant. And all these different European countries, managers were coming from all across Europe, and we were sat down either at lunch or dinner. And guess what? Everybody ordered beef, and we were the only one with fish or chicken, and that was just funny to see the difference in appreciation of the risk, if there was any, in Europe. I remember after the trip that sometime either immediately after the trip or afterwards I went to Paris to see some friends, and we talked about this issue, and this friend of mine took me to his favorite restaurant where he goes every day, and met the chef, and we talked about, and he said that he was receiving his beef from Scotland, and he could swear on his mother that the beef was good, and of course we had beef. So, but there was also in a not so great environment because of what just happened in 2001 with 9/11, but this trip back to all across America from Las Vegas to Cleveland, driving in a car, we were, I guess, four of us, jammed in there, and I remember that I volunteered to drive at night because I knew I could go a little bit faster than what you guys were driving, and was taking a little bit more risk with the speed, and everything went fine, and we made it on time. It was a lot of driving that certainly would not happen again, as far as I'm concerned, in the United States, but a lot of good memories there. So, and again, the sharing of these values and in the intellectual interest in either all kinds of things about human beings or the world, and all the wisdom that you and I share on all these issues. It's great to have a friend that again we can talk to, and with the openness and the understanding of global thinking that few people unfortunately have. So I know also so a great friend that you are, and how much generous you are in giving, always thinking about what to do, what to give to, and how to satisfy your family or your friends, and you're a fantastic person, and you're a great husband. I know Bunny is very lucky to have you, and a great father, a great grandfather, and we're so happy to have you as a friend. And again, happy birthday, bon anniversaire, cumpleaños, and enjoy. Bye.